All right, welcome into Five Reasons to Bet here on the Five Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick. And at Five Reasons Sports, we are sponsored, as always, by our friends over at City Cigar Lounge. This is a great place. Jim and I actually met there for the first time, believe it or not, before a recent Heat game. This is a great place to go, pre-game, post-game, during the game, to go for Heat games. It's very close to the arena. You can park there, and you can take a shuttle. Yes, Jim?
And the most important thing about that was not only did the Heat win, they covered that night. So clearly that's where we need to be going.
That's exactly right. All right, so go to City Cigar Lounge. They got more than 350 different types of liquor, more than 50 different types of cigars. You can see the spot, nice, clean, comfortable place, not too crowded. Everybody's not on top of you. They got a great little food menu as well. And again, it is close to FTX Arena right in downtown Miami. So check it out, City Cigar Lounge, the official sponsor here of Five Reasons to Bet. All right, let's get to some NBA here. We're getting close to the trade deadline. Even today there was a trade. Clippers loading up a little bit. I don't know if they think one of their stars is coming back, maybe Paul George, maybe not Kawhi Leonard, but they made a trade for Norm Powell and for Robert Covington. We're going to see other teams maybe make moves before next week, but still, you can get in on some of these futures, and some of them have changed of late. Yeah. So what do you like, Jim?
Well, let's start with winning the Eastern Conference, which I think is very, very doable for the Heat. Listen, the Nets, they have been the favorite all year. They continue to be the favorite at BetUS.com, plus 135. So at least you're getting plus money out of that. Then comes the Bucks at plus 325, and maybe even a bit of a shock, but only because of the name itself, the Sixers. The Sixers plus 850. Now, where do the Heat lie? Well, they're plus 550, better than 5-1 to win the Eastern Conference. I think that's very doable. I mean, this is a team that is hanging around and is only going to get better when they get it full strength. So you might want to capitalize now and get it early at plus 550.
And that has come down a little bit, but again, still manageable.
Still pretty good at 5-1.
We mentioned with the Sixers too. We don't know what's going to happen with Simmons, and maybe that upgrades their roster. The Nets being that high to me is just, it's like nobody's watching the games. I don't really understand it. It's almost just better to bet against them or bet the field at this point than bet the Nets. But if you're going to bet any of this, we always say this too. Use our code. Go to betus.com. Use our code. That code is 5. That'll get you 125%. Basically, in terms of what you put down, get 125% more to play there at BetUS. All right, we got some more stuff to get to here with Jim. Before we do, it's the weekend. You need booze bandages, don't you?
I needed it last night.
Look at that. All those times they've gotten drunk and they're still feeling great. Use the code 5RSN. Get yourself 20% off at boozebandage.com and avoid the hangover. Anything else on the NBA board that strikes you?
Well, I was just checking around at who was going to win the NBA championship and what the futures for that. And Brooklyn's still top of the list at plus 275. I'm still loving the Warriors. Remember, when the season ended, as soon as the Milwaukee Bucks hoisted the trophy, the futures came out for winning the NBA title this year, and the Warriors were 7-1. And I claimed the ticket on that. They're down to 4.5-1, which is still pretty good. The Bucks are 7-1 to repeat. Suns are 6-1 to win it all. And it's interesting, the Heat and the Utah Jazz, same odds, 14-1 to win the NBA championship. And the one that just blows me away still, and this is more of a liability issue, the Lakers. The Lakers are 16-1 to win the title. I mean, I think they do it more because the last thing they want to do is bring the odds down, and then all of a sudden LeBron gets inspired and they go on and win it. So it's more of a liability issue for the books. but 16-1 for the Lakers to win the title.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I know Anthony Davis has come back, but they haven't put that thing together the whole year, and Russ hasn't
Yeah.
fit. I do think the Heat's odds are still pretty good. Utah, I think losing Joe Ingles hurts them. And some of these odds may fluctuate as we go forward, but I think the Heat are worth a flyer there. I mean, again, the three best teams in the West, three best teams in the league have pretty much been out West, but you only got to play one. And we've seen, you just got to play one, and those teams may beat up each other a little bit. And now we've seen the Clippers are upgrading. Maybe one of those teams gets upset. So you kind of see what happens there. Before we go, because this is posting on a Friday, just wanted to go with you. You got a fight? You got a little fight pick here?
I'm in Vegas right now. We're here for the Keith Thurman Mario Barrios fight. That's a pay-per-view event. But the one thing that struck me, there is an undercard fight between Carlos Castro and Luis Pantera Neri. Now, why does that strike you? Well, it's at 122 pounds, and Luis Neri, struggled mightily to get down to 122. In fact, couldn't even grant us an interview. He was so exhausted and completely out of it because of the struggle to make weight. So I'm going to take a flyer, and I'm going to go with Castro, unless it's the absolute best acting job. And I know the Oscar nominations are coming out next week, but unless it's the best acting job, I'm going to go with Castro plus 145 to win the fight. I think Neri is going to cost him too much to get to the weight. I don't know how much he's going to be able to recuperate and re-energize for tomorrow night's fight. So I'm going Castro plus 145.
All right, Castro plus 145. If you like the Heat, remember, you can still get those odds at betus.com. Use the code 5. Check out City Cigar and Booze Bandage as well. Have a good day.
Vegas.